Hey, it's Tree from Tree Essentials, and today I wanted to chime in about renewing our mind in the hair growth journey and what that actually means and why it's really I say a lot of things are important, but this is really an important piece to our hair growth journey. So let's just get started and note that renewing our mind is a process of learning and relearning, unlearning, and packing in new information. That's the relearning piece, because there is so much that you learn in your earlier ages of life, the things that your parents already knew, the things that you learn in school, the environments you're around. But in actuality, there is so much more that is a piece of the life journey. And that is something of self-discovery and going within and getting new information. That, as well as a scientific thing of relearning and unlearning, it builds up neurons in our brain. Our neurons are basically the building blocks of all the information that goes on in our brain system. And there's a thing called dendrites at the back of it. A dendrite at the top in the synapse is the connecting force. So your dendrites are the piece in the back, and they do this little spinning thing, like they move around, but they touch and they start, the synapse come together, and it causes explosions in the brain. So they say we stop growing at the age of 25. Sometimes people stop reading books. We should always be an avid life learner, especially when you're wanting to be on your hair growth journey, because remember, hair growth is a life experience. It's not just about growing the hair, it's about the things that you do on the other pieces and formats on that journey. So while you are doing your hair growth process, learning and unlearning, remember that your hair grows from your blood-brain barrier. Blood meaning the life force, and the brain barrier is the piece of the brain that connects to our follicles and our scalp. So in actuality, when you are relearning and unlearning and doing new things, you are causing an acceleration force in your hair growth journey. Not being stagnancy, not growing, actually declining. That's something called atrophy. I'm sorry, I know a lot of scientific words, and sometimes I don't say them right, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. Atrophic means, that's atrophic. That is the process of things degrading, breaking down, because they are not being used on an adamant place. So once we start getting to a place where we don't want to learn anymore, our brain is basically declining. That's why it's really important to learn new things every day. And the best part is, the world is our classroom. There's so many things in this life that we can do to enhance our lifestyles, whatever your niche is. If you don't know what you're interested in, get on Pinterest, go look up niches and hobbies to do, and just start looking at things and trying out new things that you may like or may not even like. You may do something and be like, that wasn't for me. If that's something that you feel like, then it wasn't for you. But you never know. Sometimes you give things 2-3 more chance, and you may start to like it. So that's the piece of life, because there's so many different areas and niches and hobbies. And do you know that a niche in the environment, a niche is a job of a specific organism? So what is your niche? What do you do? That's the same thing as us humans. We do jobs and occupations. And if you don't like what you're doing right now, what skill are you learning right now that can further advance you into a higher place in space? Or what is something that sparked a key for you to go get ignited into another place and area? Those are the things that you're looking for when you're on your hair growth journey. And renewing your mind. Renewing your mind is a lifelong process. It is something that when you start to do it, it becomes a ripple effect, and you start going down the rabbit hole like Alice in Wonderland on other things, because you start seeing how healing or how positive or how engaged you are with these topics. So with life, there are always an opposite and a positive and a negative side of things. So when you were learning and unlearning, remember that every lesson is technically still a blessing. It is the perspective that you receive the thing. So while you are on your learning and unlearning process, it is okay to not like what you've experienced, what you've seen, what you witnessed, the situations that have occurred. But the thing about it is you have the power and ability to shift the moods and modes into something else completely different. That is such a beautiful thing, because we are never technically stuck unless we allow ourselves to be stuck. And now, let's say you're in an environment and you're like, I can't get away from this place, and I kind of feel like that right now where I'm at whole little story. So start doing cool little experiences all around you in your area, in your community. Start getting and growing and molding and seeing things in a different light, and you'll start bringing in a sense of gratitude attitude. Even though you may want to shift, you have to appreciate the things around you so that you can actually engage and be in a further space, because gratitude opens the door of other things, and that is a learning unlearning process in itself. But did you even know that gratitude is one of those highest frequencies of that? Once you do that, it's like energy. So science, energy is not created or destroyed, it's only transferred or transformed. So if you have a gratitude attitude about certain things, and then you sit and go into that piece and you start abundance, it's like something emits into the earth that allows you to start seeing things else, and you will be offered, complimented, brought into new experiences even further, just from taking the simplicities of the things that were around you. So in your learning unlearning process, sometimes you're like, I don't even know where to start. I highly recommend you start on Eventbrite. I highly recommend you get on your Facebook and you just start looking up things that are of interest once you see that off the Pinterest. So yes, we are using the tools around us. Most people, especially if you're looking at this, you have a phone or some type of electronic activity thing that can get you to a space to see other information. It used to be get in the newspaper, look, read the posters around you. I still highly recommend you do that too. That's how I see a lot of things in the environments around me. But once you start getting into a certain area, then you can start getting information about other things, and then it just goes down a rabbit hole. Like I said before, we're learning and unlearning, embracing new experiences, and how this enhances our hair growth journey is the fact that you start finding joy, you start finding peace. Again, those fruits of the spirits that I tell you on a multiple format, renewing your mind. Creator says, don't be conformed by this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You be transformed no matter what the situations occur, no matter what low situation has happened around you, no matter what was thrown your way. How are you looking at it? Are you looking at things as a roller coaster ride, or are you looking at things as the gloom doom cave? Like, I mean, a roller coaster ride technically is still going down, but a cave is like you're stuck. You know what I mean? Like, you can get through on the rocks, but if you fall on that rock, it's like you're done for. A roller coaster, meeting the standards and safety measures, of course, you go up and then you go down, and then eventually you get onto a level plane. Yes, that is the truth. Now, let's say you are in that stuck cave of renewing your mind. First, you need to mourn whatever experience that has brought you into that experience and place that does not no longer services you. Then you start getting up and out of that rut. How about this? Did you let the cave get filled up with water? Did you float to the top to get yourself up out of it? Did somebody bring you down a rope to get you out of that stuck space in space? Were you the rope that brought yourself out of that cave? I want to know, what are you doing to enhance and further get forward into the actions that you are looking for? These things are the key to the hair growth journey, because when we have situations happen in life, which is going to happen, especially when you are on your walk with Creator, because of course the enemy is not going to want you to see you always happy go lucky. And it's even in the Bible, Jesus didn't go through, only Yeshua did not go through just happy-go-lucky times. But the coolest thing is the vibrancy, the gratitude attitude, the experiences, and being able to heal in the process is the journey of itself. And that's the process of neuroplasticity, learning and unlearning, finding that middle grounds, finding that balance. These all are constituted into the place of renewing your mind. Renewing your mind, gets you into higher places of your frequency. And renewing means to become new, to redo what was done before. And that's why you're unlearning, relearning. It is part because you'll start learning new hair processes. You'll start unlearning different foods that you should not be eating. You'll start unlearning the different emotional ways and habits that you were dealing with prior. You'll start unlearning things that basically are not suiting your life anymore. If you're really looking for the hair growth you're looking for, because hair growth again is from balance and homeostasis and being in your peace of mind and being in your flow and just embracing yourself, loving who you are, all of them good things. Yeah, it's really beautiful. Now, while we're unlearning, relearning, being one with yourself, starting to relearn who you are, even in the uncontrollable pieces of life, or being the caretaker of the family, doing the things to help and engage with everything else. These are going to be big platforms and keys, because when you're renewing and relearning, you're actually bringing renewing and relearning for the ones around you. Because they're going to be like mommy, auntie, sister, cousin, brother, TT, whatever, no, me, ma, whatever, whoever you are. They're going to start being like, I want to do what they're doing. Because remember, we have the ability to plant seeds, inspire others, and inspire change around in this area, in these venues, in these spaces. We are growing and thriving. Do not forget, I again am Tree from Tree Essentials. I am an advanced natural hair consultant and as well as certified wellness specialist, and I can truly get you enhanced on your hair journey in an efficient, accelerated manner. With that being said, you can go ahead, click the link in my bio for a wellness consultation, and as well, you can join my free community right now that has a plethora of resources for you to enhance yourself on your journey and start to see how you can get started in a holistic manner right where you are at. And with that being said, I am just so honored that you are being able to take these routes. You can hear the words and advice and wisdom that is being brought to me from information, research, creator, self, spirit self, and just start thriving and growing and driving into your new environment, because that's what we supposed to be doing, right? That's the part of life, to evolve and be in evolution. And with that being said, I am again Tree from Tree Essentials, and I want you to have a great day and or night whenever you are watching this, and I look forward to seeing you soon. All right, you have a great rest of your day and or night. Bye.